Jai Shri Gurudev. I hope you are all feeling well at home. I welcome you all to the CET NEET online coaching classes in biology. Actually, these competitive exams will be molding your future. It is now the precious time for you to study for both the PU board exam and also for these competitive examinations. So in these classes we will be solving the multiple choice questions of each chapter starting from the first PUC. I hope already you are having the study material of this lesson. So we shall start with the synopsis, a brief synopsis of the first lesson of first PUC biology. So the first chapter of first PUC biology is the living world. So in this chapter, actually this is an introductory chapter to biology. In this we have learnt about what is living, that is definition for the living, then characteristics of the living organisms from the presence of the protoplasm, then cellular organization, metabolism, response to stimulus, growth, presence of the genetic material, reproduction and the life cycle. And then we have studied about the diversity in the living world. So the earth is the living place for a large variety of the living organisms which will be together called biodiversity. So the systematic study of this varied types of living organisms is taxonomy, and we have learnt about the binomial nomenclature and the rules of ICBM. And then we have studied about the taxonomic categories. So the various taxa in which the organisms will be included, starting from the species up to the kingdom. And then we have learnt about the taxonomic aids, which will include the herbarium, botanical garden, zoological garden, museum, the flora, manuals, monographs, etc. So now we shall go to the questions of this chapter. So the first question is father of biology. So for each question there will be 4 options and you have to select the most perfect and the relevant answer. So the 4 options are Aristotle, Theophrastus, Darwin and Linnaeus. So Aristotle, he is, as you know, he is the great Greek philosopher who lived in 200 to 300 BC, and he was the person who studied about the nature, about the living organisms. He classified the plants into herbs, shrubs and trees, and today we honor him as the father of biology. So the correct option actually is A, which is Aristotle. Theophrastus, he is the father of botany. He has contributed for understanding of the plants, classification of the plants. And Darwin, he has given the postulates for the process of evolution, and he is honored as father of evolution. Linnaeus, about Linnaeus we have studied in this chapter, and he is the first person to introduce the hierarchical system of classification, binomial system of nomenclature, and he introduced the concept of species and then genus, and he is the father of taxonomy. So father of biology is Aristotle. The first option is the right answer. The next question is the sum total of all the activities in the organisms. So in all organisms, in the protoplasm, which is the physical basis of life, continuous chemical changes and activities will be taking place, and these activities will be actually the sign of life. So all these activities will be together known as the metabolism. The metabolism will include constructive processes as the photosynthesis, which will be called as anabolism, and the destructive processes as respiration, which will be called as catabolism. Both constructive and destructive processes, that is anabolism and catabolism, together will constitute the metabolism. So the right answer is C, which is metabolism. The next question is pick the group of particles obtained from the organisms. In our daily life, we are going to use the products of the plants and the articles obtained from the organisms. So here there is a list of the products and the articles which are obtained from the organisms, and we have to go through all these and identify the group of articles which are obtained from the organisms. The first option is for leather, paper, brick. So brick is man-made. So this A option is not correct. The second choice will be glass, wood, bone and leather. Again, glass is not obtained from the organisms. So this answer is also not correct. The C option is milk, cotton, meat and sand. Sand is not obtained from the organisms. So this option also has to be eliminated. The next option is wool, fur, then leather and ivory. All these will be obtained from the animals which are the living organisms. So the option is the correct answer for this question. The next question is fourth question. All the living organisms exhibit this feature to avoid extinction. So in biology you have to go through the question and read the question properly and understand the question and then choose the correct option as the answer. So here the options are nutrition, excretion, growth and then reproduction. So all these features will be exhibited by the living organisms. Nutrition is the method of obtaining the food which will provide energy for the organisms. Excretion is the elimination of the waste materials from the organisms. Growth is the sign of life in which the organisms increase in their dry weight, in their size and volume. And reproduction is a process during which the organisms will produce the offspring of the young ones which resemble themselves. And during reproduction only, the young ones or the offspring that will be produced will continue to be present on the earth even after the death of that organism. So the process of reproduction will help the organisms to avoid extinction. So in the life of all the organisms, death will occur one day or the other. So for the continuation of the race even after the death, the organisms have developed the process of reproduction. So reproduction is the feature or the characteristic which is present in the organisms which help in avoiding the extinction of the species. So the right option for the fourth question will be D, reproduction. The next question is, one of these features exhibited by all the living organisms but not seen in the protozoans. So the feature which is not seen in the protozoans but it is present in all the other organisms has to be identified. So four options are reproduction, growth, metabolism and death. So reproduction, as we learned, it is the biological process during which young ones will be produced. Growth is irreversible increase in the dry weight of the organism. Metabolism will be sum total of all the chemical changes occurring in the protoplasm. And in all the organisms there will be a specific life cycle during which they will take their birth, grow, reproduce, reach maturity, reproduce, reach senescence and finally they will die. So death is inevitable in all the organisms. But in the case of protozoans, this death is absent. This is because the protozoans are all unicellular organisms. So in the unicellular organisms, the method of reproduction will be mainly by cell division. So either binary fission or multiple fission will take place and this will result in the production of the offspring. So here death will not occur. The living material or the protoplasm will continue to be present in the new cells or the new organisms that will be formed. So the death is absent in the case of protozoans. So to understand the question, the feature which is exhibited by all organisms but absent in protozoans is death. So the option D, death, is the answer for this question. The next question is the sixth question. Which which is the correct sequence in the increasing order of organization. So we have learned that all the living organisms will have a living life-giving substance which is the protoplasm. So protoplasm is a complex mixture of organic and inorganic substances in the medium of water. So these substances, chemical substances which will be present in the protoplasm will be the molecules which will be interacting with one another. So these organic and inorganic substances will constitute protoplasm. The protoplasm will be organized into the cells. And in the lower organisms, the single cell will perform all the functions of the organism, and the body of the organism will be formed of a single cell. In multicellular organisms, the cells may be independent or they may get grouped together to form the units which are called the tissues. So tissue will be a group of cells with specific functions. In still higher organisms, the tissues are grouped together to form the organs, and the organs may be functioning together to form the organ systems. So in the highest evolved organisms, organ system level of organization will be present. So in the increasing order of organization, the molecules will constitute the protoplasm. Protoplasm will be present in the cells. Cells may be organized into higher level of organization, which will be the tissue. Tissues may be organized to form the organs and then systems. So here there are four options. The first option is molecules, cells, tissues, systems and organs. So here the molecules must be followed by cells. This order is correct, tissue is correct, then systems, but tissues are grouped together to form the organs. So the organs has to come before systems. So this option is not correct. The second option is cells, tissues, molecules. The molecules has to come in the first position. This option also is not correct. The next C option is tissues, organs, systems and molecules. Again, the molecules is given at the end of this statement. So this option is also not correct. So it has to be eliminated. The next option, D option is molecules, tissues, then organs, organ systems, and the organ systems will constitute the organism. So this option is correct. So the answer to the question, the correct sequence in the increasing order of organization will be D. The next question is the total number of species described so far on the earth. So four options are there: 6 million, 4 million, 3 million and then 1.8 billion. So on the earth, large variety and large number of species are present, and they are present both in the favorable and also unfavorable habitats on the earth. There are also many places which are not explored by the human beings, which inhabit the species which have to be identified and catalogued. And according to the present day scientific estimation, the total number of species described is 1.8 million. Some estimates, they will say that the earth is inhabiting even up to 10 or 50 million species. But we must remember, there are many places and many plants and animal species which have to be identified still, which are present in the remote areas of the earth. And there is also possibility that many species are disappearing at the present time because of human activities, and they are becoming extinct before they are being discovered. So the answer for the seventh question is D, 1.8 million. The next question is, eighth question is, one of the taxon which includes all the others. So here there are four options: family, order, genera and the species. So we have studied the hierarchical system of classification, and the basic unit of classification will be the species. So the species will be the lowest taxon. So a number of species which resemble each other. A number of species which resemble each other will be placed in the higher taxon, which will be the genus. A number of genera will be included under a family, and the family will include number of families will be included under the higher taxon called order. A number of orders will be placed in a class. Number of classes will be included under division or phylum, and then in the kingdom. So the species, genera and the family will come under one order. So the question is, the taxon which includes all the others will be the order, because the order will include the family, family will include genera, genera will include a number of species. So the answer to the 8th question will be C. B, order. The next 9th question is phonetics is related to 4 options are there: numerical taxonomy, phylogenetic taxonomy, cytotaxonomy and chemotaxonomy. So numerical taxonomy will utilize mathematical analysis for the classification of the organisms, and this subject of taxonomy, where mathematics will be utilized for study of taxonomy, is called phonetics. So phonetics will be nothing but numerical taxonomy. So the option answer will be A, numerical taxonomy. So phylogenetic taxonomy will be the classification based on the evolutionary relationships of the organisms. Cytotaxonomy will be based on the organization of the cells in the organisms. In chemotaxonomy, the chemical nature of the organisms will be taken into consideration for classification of the organisms. So the right answer will be numerical taxonomy A. The 10th question is non-flowering plants. So at the present day, we have learned that Whittaker has classified the organisms into 5 kingdoms, and before the proposition of this classification, in the last 200 to 300 years back, the plants were classified into flowering plants and the non-flowering plants, because the flowers will be the identifying feature of the plants, and they will be attractive parts of the plants. So based on the presence or absence of the flowers, the plants were classified into flowering plants and the non-flowering plants. So non-flowering plants were known by the term cryptogams, and the flowering plants were known by the term phanerogams. So the non-flowering plants are cryptogams. So these terms cryptogams and phanerogams are not used at the present day. The spermatophytes will include the plants which will produce the seeds. So seed-bearing plants are called spermatophytes. Non-flowering plants are called cryptogams. Flowering plants are called phanerogams. So answer to this 10th question, non-flowering plants will be known by the cryptogams. The option C is the right answer. I hope you have followed, and I will continue in the next class. Thank you.